Once upon a time, in the tranquil village of Green Valley, nestled between rolling hills and meadows, there was a quaint little farm owned by the kind-hearted farmer, Mr. Thompson. Among the diverse animals that roamed the verdant pastures was an unlikely hero, a little duck named Daffy. Daffy was not your typical duck. While her friends enjoyed paddling leisurely around the pond and frolicking in the mud, Daffy spent her days observing the farm and its intricacies. Her small size and keen eyes allowed her to notice things others couldn't, and her curious nature led her to explore every corner of the expansive farm. It was late summer when the skies began to turn ominous, the warm breeze giving way to foreboding gusts. As the farming community began their preparations for the harvest festival, a storm front loomed large on the horizon, threatening to wreak havoc with destructive winds and torrential rain. Mr. Thompson, though worried, was distracted with preparatory work for the festival. He focused on securing the barn and silos, unaware of the impending danger threatening his crops, the lifeblood of his farm. On one of these particularly stormy evenings, Daffy noticed an anomaly. From her perch near the fields, she observed the water levels in the irrigation canal rising dangerously high, threatening to flood the fields. Daffy quacked loudly, trying to draw attention, but her tiny voice was drowned by the howling wind. Realizing that her calls went unheard, Daffy knew she had to act swiftly. Guided by instinct and determination, she waddled as fast as her little feet allowed toward the tractor shed where Mr. Thompson kept a variety of farming tools. With a mighty flap, she managed to push the door ajar, using her beak to gather a piece of rope. She then tugged with all her might, dragging it puddle by puddle, until she reached the section of the canal closest to overflowing. Daffy's small form was no match for the raging waters, but she had a plan. She started tying the rope around small boulders and debris, creating a makeshift barricade to redirect the water flow back into its designated path. Her efforts were relentless. For hours, she toiled against the elements, seemingly insignificant against the wrath of nature. Later that night, as Mr. Thompson performed his final rounds before turning in, he noticed something extraordinary. The water levels had stabilized, and the crops remained unscathed. Baffled yet relieved, he spotted Daffy near the canal, exhausted but triumphant, amidst her handmade barricade. Realizing what had transpired, Mr. Thompson scooped up the brave little duck with tears of gratitude glistening in his eyes. Daffy had single-handedly saved the entire farm from disaster. The next day, as the storm clouds dispersed and the sun's golden rays painted the sky, Mr. Thompson made sure Daffy's valor did not go unrecognized. During the harvest festival, he told the tale of the courageous duck who, against all odds, protected their livelihood. In honor of Daffy's bravery, a little statue was erected near the pond where she and her friends often played. The statue, aptly named the Brave Little Duck, served as an inspiration, reminding everyone that courage isn't measured in size, but in heart.